Mm.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Am I audible to everyone?
Walaikum assalam.
Walaikum assalam, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Walaikum assalam.
Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you joining us today as we come together to observe World Mental Health Day. It's truly heartening to see so many participants gathered here to reflect, learn, and advocate for something that touches every one of our lives, that is, mental well being. This year, mental health is a universal human right, reminds us that caring for our mind is just as important as caring for our body. Mental health is not a luxury, it's a necessity. And creating safe spaces for conversations like these is the first step towards a more understanding and compassionate world. Before we begin, Let's take a moment to remind ourselves why we are here: to listen, to learn, and to most importantly, to remind one another that it's okay not to be okay, and that help and hope are always within reach. Thank you once again for being part of this meaningful conversation. Let's make today a step forward in breaking the stigma and building empathy together. Let us listen to a few ayahs from the Quran before starting off the session.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث صدق الله العظيم.
Now let us start with our first speaker of the day, Ms. Sabiha Banu, who is a child psychologist, a specialist in ABA therapy, and OPT Level 1 trainer. She specializes in working with children with neurodevelopmental challenges and provides individualized therapy programs that promote growth in communication, behavior, and life skills. She also collaborates with families and educators to support holistic development. Okay. I now request Ms. Sabiha to please take over.
Yes, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Myself, Sabiha. Will someone be presenting the presentation?
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we will be sharing. Ma'am.
Yeah, sure. Yes, so good afternoon, everyone. As we all know, today is World Mental Health Day, and I will be talking about understanding mental health in children. Before we go with the presentation, I would like to introduce how what World Mental Health Day is. It aims to promote mental health awareness and mobilize efforts to support mental health care globally. It also serves as a platform to discuss mental health challenges and the importance of accessible service, especially for children who may face unique pressure in today's world. Can the slide be changed, please? Next one. So first, let's talk about the concerns faced by children. The first one is anxiety about school performance. As we all know, kids go through anxiety in school regarding how they are behaving in class, how is the marks they are getting, will that be good enough for the parents, will that be good enough for their career. Problems dealing with parents and teachers, unhealthy peer pressures, like for example watching certain series in school. It can be being a part of the bullying group, it can be smoking, drinking, all of that come under that. Common development and adjustment problems. If a child has some developmental issues regarding their mentally IQ issues, behavioral issues, then this can also occur for their mental health concerns. And also adjustment problems if they have issues adjusting to new environment, if they have recently shifted to a new school or the new culture. Fear about starting school. This can also be due to past bullying in school or past trauma from friends, peers, or teachers. Dealing with death or divorce. In a family, if the child has gone through a death of a very close loved one or divorce of their parents, then this can also lead to mental health concerns in them. Feeling depressed and overwhelmed. If a child is going through mental health issues or overwhelming school or academic issues, this also can be a factor for their mental health. Next slide, please. Now, we have to talk about what are the factors affecting these concerns. Number one can be broken homes, a child coming from dysfunctional families, parents who have conflicts among them, lack of love, care, and affection. If a child is not being loved, cared, and affected in an appropriate way during their childhood and very neglected or not giving the right affection, this are also a factor for the concerns. Partial treatment of the child. We usually see this in households having many siblings, many children, joint family, where the child doesn't get equal treatment from the parents. Crowded homes, if you live in a joint family, if you live in a community, then the child is usually neglected, and this can be a factor for the issues. Favoritism or partial treatment from teacher or parent. This is not, again, not just generally from the parent side, even from the teacher's side, where teacher has a favorite student or teacher also has a student which they dislike, and in front of the crowd when they address it, these are also the factors that affect the kids mental health. Academic pressure in school. If the teachers or the parents have unrealistic expectations from the child, it can be something for their career or something for, like, comparing them with other kids, that child did so well, why don't you do it. Even if the child has the potential, such comparisons create stress which will affect their academic performance. Moving on to the next slide, we will talk about importance of mental health in school. Like how I just mentioned, major of the mental health concerns are basically observed and addressed in school. So I think it's very important to have mental health professionals or collaboration in school. This is done basically to assess students and their families who need mental health services, facilitated by professionals through school, and also to address their psychological, mental, and their physical health concerns is very essential to effectively have their school performance for some students. And when you talk about what will schools do to address these mental health concerns, the first one is the universal prevention services. This will be basically providing to all students to seek mental health, positive mental health, and educational success. The next one is the targeted prevention and intervention services. This is to improve the social and emotional skills which impacts the positive mental health. And intervention services is basically to help them cope with social and emotional behaviors, which will help them to success in their educational area as well. Moving on to the next one. Now, when we talk about parenting and how it can affect the school academic concerns, we have to be very careful about how the parenting will happen to our children in today's generation. So there is a focus on the guidance to gentle parenting to all the parents here. Number one, respect and empathy. Always treat your child with the same respect you expect from them. If you want them to be respectful in their words and in their body language with you, make sure you are treating your child with the same respect and expect the same from them. Always understand their emotions and perspectives without belittling them. Next one, positive communication. Use always kind and encouraging words to foster a healthy parent child relationships. Avoid yelling, shaming, or resorting to punitive language. Next one is the emotional regulation. Always encourage your child to express their emotions openly. Teach them healthy ways to manage and cope with their feelings. I'm still talking the guidance to gentle parenting. Now, when we talk about positive discipline, we have to focus on teaching them appropriate behavior rather than punishing them. Offer them choices and consequences to help children, which will help them learn responsibility. Empowering independence, always encourage them to solve problems and learn from their mistakes. Offer guidance to them and support them, which promote them for self sufficiency. Now, the last one, building self esteem. Always offer them praise and encouragement for effort, not just for their results. Even if the child is showing efforts to work on certain things, even that involves praise and encouragement. So, work on that rather than just for results. Help your child develop a positive self image and a growth mindset. That's it from my side for today. If anyone has any questions or queries, the space is open for questions.
Yes. Jazakallah khairan, Ms. Sabiha, for your wonderful insights. I'm sure your thoughts, your tips would help all the lovely parents, teachers, and others who are all present here in their everyday life when they have to, take care of their children. So I would like to ask all the audience who is present here, if you have any doubts, any questions you would like to put forward. Anyone, you can raise your hand or type your questions in the chat box if you don't want to speak. Yes, anyone?
You can even type it out if you want to, if you don't want to speak, anyone in the chat box.
Yes. Anyone? Any doubts? Yeah. Muhammad Aban, any doubts? Okay. Hmm. All right. Okay. So I think no one has any
I have a
doubt.
doubt.
Yeah.
How do you identify a child as being mentally in mental trauma? Is it with the behavior of the child you will get to know? How do you identify this thing?
Trauma again can be due to various factors, right? So depending on how they're socializing, how their peer relationship is, even if their academic performance is very low to a certain level, and their attention in class, their focus in class, are they paying attention to the group? If there is a joke in the class, if there is any funny moment happening in the class, how is the child's behavior? So very much like observing their behavior to certain situations in the class, their peer relationship. If the child had good relationship prior with their friends and suddenly there is low regarding their behavior and their interest and focus, these behaviors is if observed by their friends or the teachers, then they can inform a psychologist or their parents regarding this, and maybe after a brief assessment and brief history from the parent side and the child side, the trauma can be identified.
Thanks.
I hope I answered your question.
Yes, thank you.
Jazakallah khair, Naima ma'am. Okay. So, any more questions from the audience? Please feel free to ask. You can use the chat box. Okay. So, if no more questions, shall we go ahead with the next topic? Yes, everyone, are you all ready? I hope you're all listening carefully.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
MashaAllah.
ma'am.
Yes.
All right. Jazakallah khairan, Sabiha ma'am, for taking out your time for us from your busy schedule.
That's all right. Thank you for having me. It was wonderful talking on the topic on today World Mental Health Day.
Yeah, pleasure is all ours, Ms. Sabiha.
Thank you.
All right. So, before going ahead with the next topic, I shall now invite Mr. Syed Burhan to please speak a few lines about Careify. I invite Dr. Burhan to please take over.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good afternoon to all the teachers and the educators who have joined in here, mashallah. Okay. How many of them feel mental health has has an impact on the learning, on the academic growth, or the any other development of the student or the teachers, right? So, do you feel does mental health impact on the growth of the child or the teacher? Let's quickly take an yes or no. Partial, mashallah. Okay, a lot of yes. Okay, excellent. So now the question is, if we feel yes, the disturbance, does matter, the impact on the overall well-being or the growth of the kid or the teachers. Now the question is, when we know, right, there is danger, right? आप जा रहे हैं, आगे खतरा है, right? सब agree कर रहे हैं कि आगे खतरा है, but how many of us are prepared, to handle this? The first thing is, do you think, first of all, यहाँ पे, does it have an impact? You say yes. No, is that the problem? There in my classroom. क्या हमारे classes में ये challenge है mental health का? Mental health होता क्या है जो इंशाल्लाह हमारे next speaker Mr. Ryan will be speaking about, but in layman terms, नहीं, एनी काइंड ऑफ डिस्टर्बेंस, एनी काइंड ऑफ बिहेवियरल डिस्टर्बेंस हो या मेंटल डिस्टर्बेंस हो, बच्चे डिस्ट्रैक्टेड हैं, इरिटेटेड हैं, गुस्से में हैं, राइट, बहुत ज्यादा एंजाइटी है, ये तमाम चीजें हमको तो दिख के आते हैं, करेक्ट? नो, हैव यू फेल्ट एनी काइंड ऑफ चैलेंज इन योर ओन क्लासरूम? यस, नो? मेंटल हेल्थ के चैलेंजेस क्या आप अपने क्लासरूम में देखा है? यस, नो? Lot of teachers, almost everyone is saying yes here. Inshallah. Now the question, my next question would be, uh, dear teachers, right? Have you seen the same problem in your staff rooms as well? Just not in the classroom, in the staff room as well. Your colleagues, right? Your uh, subordinates, however, mashallah. So overall, in a nutshell, so we feel, mashallah, कि ये प्रॉब्लम हमारे क्लासरूम में है। पहला तो हमने समझा कि ये प्रॉब्लम इम्पैक्ट करता बच्चे के या हम किसी के भी डेवलपमेंट पे, ग्रोथ पे। यस, वेरी गुड। सेकेंड, ये हमारे क्लासरूम में है क्या? यस, है। थर्ड, हाँ, क्या हमारे स्टाफ रूम में है क्या? यस। नाउ द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, डियर टीचर्स, आर वी प्रिपेयर्ड? आर वी प्रिपेयर्ड टू हैंडल दिस? Do we know, first of all, how do we handle this? How, first of all, identify it, right? Are we prepared to handle this? What's the answer? Can I? So there are a lot of no's now. I want to, uh, okay. I want to quickly take a poll. Uh, can you see your question on your screen? Okay. I'm quickly taking a poll. I want you all to quickly answer this. I want to understand the numbers. This will actually help us out. Are we prepared to handle this problem? Mashallah. Please start. Excellent. Amazing numbers I can see here. I wish I could share my screen and show it to you people. Amazing numbers are coming here. Yes. So there are people who are saying maybe as well. So overall, if I have to see the percentage here, more than 60%, right? People feel that we are not prepared, which is a very big number. Dear teachers, this topic, World Mental Health Day, right, was not in context before, right? But as the world is moving towards that, a very fast and in a rapid manner, right? जितना तेजी से दुनिया आगे बढ़ रही है, the technological advancement what we have, the digital divide what we have created for ourselves, because of all these things, right? This topic of mental health has actually कम नहीं हुआ है, थोड़ा ज्यादा हुआ है। द डेफिनेशन ऑफ स्ट्रेस एंड एंजाइटी हैव चेंज। बच्चों को अगर थोड़े बहुत नो उनके एक एक फोटो या स्टेटस या पोस्ट कर रहे हैं, थोड़े बहुत लाइक्स कम मिल रहे हैं, तो उनके लिए स्ट्रेस एंड एंजाइटी का मसला आ रहा है, राइट? द काइंड ऑफ इंटरनेट थोड़ा स्लो हो रहा है तो बच्चे, ये बच्चे क्या, हम भी खुद परेशान हो रहे हैं कि ये लोग मुझे चाह नहीं रहे हैं क्या वगैरह, राइट? सो नाउ विथ थ्री क्वेश्चंस ऑफ माइंड, one, right? Is it, no, does it impact? Yes. Is it there in a classroom? Yes. No. Is it there in a staff room? Yes. Are we prepared? It's like more or less. It's no or maybe. Dear teachers, it's very important for us because as Holistify, we've been working a lot with students and teachers. No, time and again, we have trained people, we have done a lot of things, but जब mind ही disturbed रहेगा, तो what kind of training, what kind of teaching, what type of activity will it impact? No, उसका फायदा क्या होगा? So that's the reason, no, we took this particular topic. Let me tell you few statistics, dear teachers, the school leaders. No, according to the statistics, right? Uh, 1 in 4 school-going children, no, 1 in 4, that is 25%, right, have mental health issues like anxiety, ho, depression, ho, learning stress, ho. 30 to 40% student, 30 to 44% of Indian school students have symptoms of depression. ये हमारे इंडिया के स्टैटिस्टिक्स हैं, राइट? Almost 13,000 students, no, kids committed suicide. So 13 to 14% adolescents show anxiety. So these are the numbers which are, no, teachers के बारे में अगर बात करें तो almost 4 teachers out of 10 no have no significant anxiety teachers में, right? So mashallah, more than 80% teachers complain of no anxiety, stress, and other aspects. So keeping all these things in mind, there we decided, mashallah, there has to be some solution for it. We cannot all become no psychologists. हम जाके अभी psychology सीख नहीं सकते, पढ़ नहीं सकते. लेकिन it's really important now, the role of a teacher, no, for your own self and also for your students, is that ki we move ourselves, no, take, no, define ourselves, no, we are just not there to give literacy. हम teachers सिर्फ literacy के लिए नहीं हैं, हम educators हैं, हम facilitators हैं, तो इसीलिए हमारा रोल थोड़ा और आगे बढ़ गया. That's really important now for that to understand, right? Now to define that कि कितना minimum at least हमको आना चाहिए. जैसा बोलते हैं ना, हम डॉक्टर तो बन नहीं सकते लेकिन फर्स्ट एड तो जान सकते हैं ना. दैट्स रियली इंपॉर्टेंट. तो वो क्या हम कितना कर सकते हैं, छोटा मोटा तो फर्स्ट एड हम करना सीखें अपने लिए और क्या बोलते हैं अपने स्टूडेंट्स के लिए. दैट इज वेयर नो वी थॉट ऑफ हैविंग केयरमीफाई, right? Inshallah, Ryan would be talking about it. Careify is all about how we can support the students, the teachers, or the parents, no, on this particular topic, no, on the mental health. Just not about, right? Recently, no, problem सिर्फ बच्चों में नहीं होता है, parent में भी होता है. No, recently, no, we had a very no incident. We had one of our no, clients coming to the office. ये सेंटर पे आए थे. This kid, no, इतने सारे अलग अलग साइकोलॉजिस्ट, काउंसलर्स वगैरह बड़े से बड़े रेप्यूटेड इंस्टीट्यूशंस में गया है. मदर इज वरीड द किड इज कंप्लीटली एडिक्टेड टू मोबाइल फोन्स. इतना ज्यादा एडिक्टेड है कि फोन्स में कि वो अपने पढ़ाई में वगैरह सब पीछे जा रहा है. मदर वॉज रियली वरीड. तो ऑलमोस्ट बैंगलोर का हर एक साइकोलॉजिस्ट को मिले हैं. And finally they landed up here. And mashallah, after our team speaking to the kid, उसका काउंसलिंग होने के बाद, पेरेंट्स से बात करने के बाद, you know, जो बच्चों के अंदर सबसे बड़ा जो चैलेंज पेरेंट्स कंप्लेन कर रहे हैं कि इतना ज्यादा मोबाइल फोन्स यूज कर रहे हैं, टाइम नहीं दे रहे. देन वी रियलाइज्ड ये पूरे प्रॉब्लम में माशाल्लाह व्हाट वी रियलाइज्ड वाज कि यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम बच्चे में नहीं था, प्रॉब्लम मदर में था. Right? The kid was actually fine. Mother was panicking. ओवर पैनिक करके बच्चे को और ज्यादा परेशान कर रहे थे. तो बच्चों को हैंडल करना नहीं आ रहा. Right? And the kid is absolutely fine. So every time the problem cannot be the kid. No? Every time हर चीज बच्चों में नहीं रहती. कभी कभार टीचर भी एक प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है. Right? कभी कभार माशाल्लाह हम खुद प्रॉब्लम हो सकते हैं. Right? So it's really important to understand these areas. So that's why alhamdulillah Careify ये सर्विसेज अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह अवेलेबल हैं टीचर्स के लिए, पर्सनल काउंसलिंग वगैरह के लिए, राइट? बच्चों के लर्निंग नो डिफिकल्टीज को आइडेंटिफाई करके उसके इंटरवेंशंस मालूम करने के लिए, या बच्चों के बिहेवियरल चैलेंजेस हो, फैमिली रिलेशनशिप्स हैं बच्चों के और पेरेंट्स के, उसके ऊपर काम करना हो. Keeping all these things in mind, Alhamdulillah, we have worked on this concept. I would request, inshallah, Ryan, to take over and explain on this particular topic as well. But dear teachers, let's make sure that happy minds, happy hearts learn better, and that will last for longer time as well. So इतना तो हम इरादा करें कि हम 3 क्वेश्चंस हम अग्री कर लिए, फोर्थ क्वेश्चन हम इसको बारे में तैयारी करना है, हाँ तैयारी करना है. हम अब इसके सर्जन तो नहीं बनेंगे, इसके एक्सपर्ट तो नहीं बनेंगे, इसके डॉक्टर तो नहीं बनेंगे, एटलीस्ट थोड़ा फर्स्ट एड तो सीख लेंगे क्या? हाउ डू वी, बेसिक मिनिमम, प्लीज टेल मी. तो एक टीचर के लिए फॉर सेल्फ एंड फॉर ऑल्सो देयर क्लासेस, नो एक बेसिक फर्स्ट एड तो हमको सीख लेना है, ताकि हाउ वी कैन वेरी इजीली मैनेज इट. आई होप वी विल ऑल बी रेडी नो टू लर्न दैट, इंशाल्लाह, टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट. We have Ryan to take over, mashallah, a psychologist, who's got experience handling people across different sectors and ages, right? So at least first aid to seek le, inshallah. Jazakallahu khair, and let's all stay healthy, think healthy, and also feel healthy as well when we happy. Jazakallahu khair. Over to you, Ryan.
Jazakallahu khairan, sir. Okay. So let's go ahead with the next speaker, Mr. Rayan Sheikh. Just give me a few minutes.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Can everyone hear me? Am I audible to you all? Just give me a yes so that I can proceed ahead accordingly.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. So, inshallah ta'ala, we'll be starting off. Jazakallah khairan to Miss Asma and Miss Sabiha, and as well as Dr. Burhan sir, actually. Okay. So, I'm going to be switching on my video, inshallah, and I want you all to let me know if my video is visible as well, so we can proceed ahead. Okay. Okay. Am I visible to you all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very well, very well. Alhamdulillah. So today is the World Mental Health Day. And this particular day, we all have a different understanding. हम सबको एक अलग तरीके की understanding है कि mental health क्या है. And कुछ लोग सोचते हैं कि mental health is something which is not really necessary to be talked upon. कुछ लोग सोचते हैं कि it is not a topic which is like, a highlighted topic to be talked upon. And there are people who actually speak about this very much of an importance to be given to this topic उस तरीके से. And उससे पहले मुझे जानना है आप सबसे इंशाअल्लाह ताला will be going into this in a bit deeper manner as well as on the surface level, क्योंकि आपकी भी जानकारी, आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग मेरे लिए जरूरी होगी, हम सब के लिए जरूरी होगी. क्योंकि why I'll tell you this, because we are researchers, we are people who actually would want to know what you think about how every single mental health issues, even if it is an issue or not, right? What do you think about mental health? So we're going to keep this session, inshallah ta'ala, God willingly, a bit interactive. So I want you all to answer me, whether you can unmute yourself or you can actually put it up in the chat box. What do you think mental health is? So please begin. Go ahead.
It is a happy state of mind, or a state of mind, not really happy, but a state of mind.
Okay, a happy state of mind, not really happy, but okay, a state of mind. Take understood. Anyone else? Jazakallah. Thank you so much, Daraksha. Go ahead. Anyone else?
It is about our feelings, thoughts, and how we get along with others.
Okay. It's about feelings, thoughts. Okay, Miss Asma. Anyone else? It is very crucial to understand, for me to understand, what do you think about mental health? Just because there is a World Mental Health Day, people, you're joining over here. It is, we are very thankful, and it's like a gracious thing to actually that to know ki how many people have joined over here and how much importance do they give to this. But to understand what do you all think, so we can have a crux of it, right? So please go ahead.
It's a mental peace.
It can be the surrounding that affects behavior pattern.
Okay, a surrounding which affects the behavior pattern. All right. Okay. Nice, Mahira. Okay. And whoever is it a possibility for anyone who can actually switch on their video? Do switch on their video. Hello. It's going to be understood very well as well. So yeah.
A person who is emotionally stable.
Hello. Okay, come again.
A person who is emotionally stable.
The person who is emotionally stable. Okay, nice. All right. Anyone else? We'll take one more and we'll begin.
So mental health means the way we think, the way we feel, and the way we react to what we feel and think. Like according to me, mental health is this.
Okay, nice, very nice. This is from Madni School. I would not know your name actually, what your name is. Can you let us all know?
Madni Subhash Nagar, sir, Ruhina.
Okay, Ruhina. Okay, very nice. Jazakallah, thank you. So we'll begin. It was glad knowing what your thinking of mental health is, and we can proceed ahead accordingly, inshallah ta'ala. So my screen is visible, right? When I'm changing the slides, you can see it's changing, right? Okay. So what is mental health? Okay. So just like physical health, when we have anytime whenever we actually, like, let's just say we are riding a bicycle, या फिर कभी हम बीमार हो जाते हैं, हमारा सर actually गर्म हो जाता है, we are having a fever, या there are people who get scratches on their hand, गिर जाना and everything, and it's a difficulty for them, right? And वो क्या करते हैं, वो जल्द से जल्द जाते हैं डॉक्टर के पास, राइट? अगर उनके घर में एक फर्स्ट एड किट रखा हो तो वो उठाते हैं, अपने पर बैंडेड लगाते हैं, वो वूंड को वहीं पर ही बैंडेड लगाए हुए रखते हैं। उस वक्त आप सुने होंगे जब हम सब बच्चे होंगे, हमारी मम्मी हमारे अब्बा जो हैं, डैड्स एंड मदर्स टेल अस कि उस वूंड को छुओ मत अगेन एंड अगेन, डोंट टच इट अगेन एंड अगेन, मुझे बैंडेड लगा हुआ है, कीप इट बैंडेड ओवर देयर इटसेल्फ, कीप इट रैप्ड अप, राइट? एग्जैक्टली द सेम मेथोडोलॉजी हमारी मेंटल हेल्थ को लगती है, एंड उतनी तवज्जो इसको दी नहीं जाती है। That's how it is. So mental health is an essential aspect of overall well-being. It affects your thoughts, emotions, relationships, and your ability to handle different situations, right? So we'll go further actually. So when we understand mental health, right, we have a lot of emotions within ourselves. And generally क्या होता है कि हम यहाँ केयरमीफाई में like it's a counseling center over here as well. So so individuals come over here and when I ask them how they are feeling, and they don't know how they are feeling because they cannot describe that feeling of theirs. उनको emotions के बारे में इतनी मालूमात होती नहीं है actually, right? So like emotions generally actually there are lots of emotions that you feel. हम जब पूछते हैं how you're feeling, people say I'm feeling good. But is that a correct answer with regards to how you are feeling? क्योंकि when we put feeling as a term over there, उसके अंदर आती है happiness, sadness, tired, anger, scared, excited, right? All of these things is like they are feelings actually. That's what they feel. And लोगों को पता नहीं है इसके बारे में. And they just say I'm good, I'm bad because they don't know how to describe their feelings. वो उतने टाइम तक, उतने वक्त तक अपने साथ बैठे नहीं हैं. They haven't really had that particular education भी, या फिर they have not been psycho-educated about it to know कि what feelings really are actually. Sometimes they are blank. I don't even know what am I feeling. And when you show them emojis, हम जब उनको emojis दिखाते हैं, smiling figures, anger, sad, crying, and every single thing, जब हम दिखाते हैं तो they understand it. They're like, yes, this particular thing, yeah, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling shy, I'm feeling silly. All of these things are there. So accordingly, emotions are very much interconnected with mental health. So coming towards something why mental health awareness matters, this world mental health day, I would want to stress upon certain statistics, and I would want you to ponder upon this. All of you ponder upon these numbers. 1 in 8 people worldwide have a mental disorder right now. All right, this is by WHO. In India, 197 million people lived with a mental disorder in 2017. This is a Lancet की research के ऊपर basis पे. And in 2022, in 2022, India recorded 1,70,924 suicides. 1,70,924 suicides in 2022. That particular number is a very high number. इसका मतलब ये है कि we over here right now in this particular like meeting, यहाँ पर लगभग कुछ 100 के करीब actually like there are individuals right now. एंड यहाँ पर जो इंडिविजुअल्स हैं, आप सिर्फ मल्टीप्लाई करते रहिए इंडिविजुअल्स को एंड कम डाउन टू द नंबर ऑफ 1,70,924 पीपल जिन्होंने अपनी जान ले ली. दैट्स कमिटिंग सुसाइड्स. ये क्यों हुआ? व्हाई इज दिस हैपनिंग? अगर हम सोचते हैं मेंटल हेल्थ के बारे में, एक्चुअली व्हाई आर पीपल एक्चुअली कमिटिंग सुसाइड्स? व्हाई आर दे लूजिंग होप? क्यों उम्मीद छूट जा रही है उनसे, राइट? दैट इज समथिंग टू थिंक अपॉन. सो coming towards something which I want to share over here is stigma. Okay. So with regards to stigma and stereotypes, I'll let you all know what stigma is. Okay. Stigma are labels, stereotypes and discriminations. समझे कि अगर आप अभी मेंटल हेल्थ भी एक स्टिग्मा ही है एक्चुअली, वो टॉपिक भी एक स्टिग्मेटाइज है एक्चुअली टॉपिक, राइट? मेंटल हेल्थ क्या जरूरत है, राइट? वी डोंट नीड मेंटल हेल्थ एक्चुअली. आप जस्ट गो टू द जिम एंड you'll be fine. Just like you can be on your own and you can be fine. You can shut your emotions out. Mostly ये मर्द को बोला जाता है. You can shut your emotions out. You don't have to talk about it because you're a man, right? All of these things are labels, stereotypes for actually mental health. And ये क्या कर देते हैं? ये पीपल को ashamed महसूस करवाते हैं. एंड जब पीपल आर ashamed, right, why does this get dangerous, the stigma? क्योंकि अभी when people are being ashamed, what happens is people delay help. And अगर मैं जाके अगर आपके पास आता हूँ बोलता हूँ कि I'm once what I did was I came to one of you all and I came and I asked you like I need some help and I was like I'm feeling down and everything and आप में से कोई मुझे कहता है कि अरे ये तो होते रहता है सबके साथ होता है. The conversation has been shut off right now. I needed help. I needed someone to hear me out. But उस वक्त वहां पर क्या हुआ? I was not feeling heard. तो that is one experience for me that is enough कि मैं दूसरे के पास आके बात ही ना करूं. तो मैं अपने symptoms जो है, अपनी मायूसी, अपनी उदास, राइट, मैं उसे छुपाने लगता हूँ एंड देन मेरी जो, फिर मुझे पता है कि अब लोगों तो मुझे सुनते हैं नहीं एंड लोग मुझे तवज्जो दे नहीं रहे उस चीज को लेके, तो मैं अकेले रहने लगता हूँ. एंड वो जो लोनलीनेस का जो एस्पेक्ट है, इट गेट्स वर्सन एंड वर्सन. एंड थॉट्स इन लोनलीनेस, अकेलेपन में इंटेंसिफाई हो जाती है, राइट. एंड फिर आप कॉन्वर्सेशन करते ही नहीं हो, द कॉन्वर्सेशन शट्स डाउन. दैट्स व्हाट हैपेंस. सो that is stigma and like stereotypes over there. When speaking about myths versus facts, so over here you can see on the slide there is a myth and there is a fact, and uske niche hi what you can do when this particular thing is coming up. One of the myth जो एक बताया गया है एक्चुअली मेंटल हेल्थ के बारे में, अगर आप सुसाइड के बारे में बात करोगे या फिर इवन आस्क अबाउट सुसाइड, वो उन लोगों के दिमाग में आ जाएगा एंड दे माइट एंड अप कमिटिंग सुसाइड. This is a myth actually. The fact is कि asking does not increase risk. जब कोई इंसान जो है when they are talking up, when you can see them, and I'll tell you how can you recognize that. How can you recognize कि there is an individual who is having mental health issues. आप देखकर कैसे पता कर सकते हैं कौन से रेड फ्लैग्स हैं जिसको आपको नोट करना है, एंड जब आप ये नोट करते हैं तो आप आगे जाके कैसा अप्रोच करेंगे, राइट. आई टेल यू ऑल व्हाट टू डू अबाउट दिस. हमें जानना है कि देयर आर lots of people over here actually who might be mental health practitioners, teachers हैं, educators हैं, general audience हैं, and यहाँ पर what I'm going to talk about is something which you can do on a basic level. आपका यहाँ पर as a human being on a humane level क्या काम है, क्या responsibility है to take that step further, right? So that's what we'll discuss also over here. So fact is asking does not increase risk. It can reduce distress. वो जो distress है उनके दिमाग में, वो जो महसूस कर रहे हैं, it can reduce it. हाँ, मेरे बारे में कोई कुछ पूछ रहा है. Someone is asking me about it. It's not like I'm alienated. मैं अकेले नहीं हूँ ये दुनिया में, ये जो चीज सोच रही हूँ या सोच रहा हूँ. There is someone else actually. He or she can notice it, right? And जब उन लोगों को ये महसूस होता है, they feel safe. So you can talk to them directly. What is the line to use? I'll ask directly, you don't seem well. And I'd like to ask you directly out of care. Have you had thoughts of ending your life? क्या आपको ऐसा महसूस हो रहा है? Do you feel like, you want to end your life? ऐसी बात है. And it's okay. अगर ये महसूस हो रहा है तो it's okay. And I will be there for you at that very moment. Right? So another myth you can talk about is strong faith prevents mental illness. So when अभी क्या होता है ना, people who are religious and spiritual, माशाल्लाह बात ये भी है कि like even in different communities हो जाए, right? If we talk about different religions, we take Islam, we take Hinduism, we take Christianity, we take different religions, and उसके parts में जब faith आता है तो we try to talk about कि अगर आपका faith strong है then आपका mental illness you can prevent it. देखिए, ये एक myth है, मैं बताता हूँ क्यों. अगर आप में ईमान है, राइट, एंड वो स्ट्रांग है, इफ यू हैव फेथ विच इज स्ट्रांग आल्सो, राइट, बट द थिंग इज मेंटल इलनेस एट टाइम्स इज बायोलॉजिकल, also psychological, also social and spiritual. It's a holistic thing. आप एक चीज को लेके बोल नहीं सकते कि like just because you have a strong iman and they're not facing that, right? Faith जो है, ईमान जो है, आपका प्रोटेक्टिव कंफर्ट हो सकता है. कि जब आप जाके नमाज पढ़े and when you want to go and pray and you want to do some religious activity over there, that can be a protective comfort which can try to help you go through that process of healing, but it is not a vaccine. You need to understand that. क्यों, मैं आपको बताता हूँ कैसे. क्योंकि नॉर्मली क्या होता है, अगर अभी हम बात करते हैं जनरली, लाइक आई एम फीलिंग डिप्रेस, मैं लो फील कर रहा हूँ, मैं आता हूँ आपके पास एंड यू विल टेल मी जाओ प्रे एंड एवरीथिंग, यू विल बी फाइन. इट्स नाइस, बट यू विल हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कुछ हद तक, राइट, आई विल नीड प्रोफेशनल हेल्प एज वेल. मैं आपको बताता हूँ स्पिरिचुअल एंकर क्या है. इलनेस साइकोलॉजिकल और फिजिकल इज अ ट्रायल। ये ऊपर वाले की तरफ से एक हमारे लिए इम्तिहान है, एक ट्रायल है, एक टेस्ट है, विद रिवॉर्ड फॉर सीकिंग लॉफुल ट्रीटमेंट एंड पेशेंस। ये सही हदीस है एक्चुअली मुस्लिम बुखारी की, राइट? सो दैट इज द थिंग. So coming forward to myths, another myth actually, which is the last myth which I'll be giving you, is depression is just sadness or laziness बोलते हैं लोग, but it is a medical condition with persistent impairment treatment works actually. क्योंकि डिप्रेशन को लोग बोला जाते हैं कि आप बस उदास हो, आप मायूस हो, इट्स ओके, इट विल गो अवे, इट्स फाइन. एंड बात यह है कि डिप्रेशन इज अ मेडिकल कंडीशन. सैडनेस एक चीज होती है, लो मूड एक चीज होता है, लेजीनेस एक चीज होता है. इन सबको इनकॉर्पोरेट करते हुए डिप्रेशन कहीं ना कहीं बन जाता है ड्यूरेशन को देखते हुए. देर आर पीपल हु एक्चुअली गो अबाउट नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट थिंग्स, पीपल आर फीलिंग बैड अबाउट देमसेल्फ, वो सेल्फ केयर नेग्लेक्ट करते हैं, वो नहाने नहीं जाते, वो ब्रश नहीं कर रहे हैं, वो अपने कपड़े किसी और को दे दे रहे हैं जस्ट बिकॉज दे डोंट वांट टू फील अटैच्ड टू देयर क्लोथ्स आल्सो नाउ. एंड ये महीने महीने चलता है. दैट इज डिप्रेशन. दैट इज समवेयर आप एक अंधेरे में जी रहे हैं, यू वांट टू कम आउट ऑफ इट एंड इट इज गेटिंग वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू, right? So, coming to the silent struggle. So, many with mental health conditions don't ask for help. Log, when they're going through mental health conditions, right, they don't really ask for help actually. And I'm fine, मैं ठीक हूँ, often hides the silent battles. उनकी जो छुपी हुई, उनकी जो like अनकही जो बैटल्स हैं, राइट, दे वो छुपी हुई है एक्चुअली. आई एम फाइन, मैं ठीक हूँ. जब पूछते हो तो आई यू फाइन, दिस आई एम फाइन, बट उनके अंदर देयर लाइफ, हाउ दे आर फीलिंग, कैसा चल रहा है, एंड एवरीथिंग, इट बिकम्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर देम. Right now at KMI, when like clients come over here actually, and even when we are in, well, as we are integrated with the schools as well, and वहाँ पर we actually have major work to be done actually with regards to the students. When we ask them how they're feeling, they say I'm fine. But then when you sit with them, talk to them, एक घंटा हो जाए या 1.5 hour हो जाए, listen to them, you just realize that they're not fine. They really aren't. एंड लोग क्यों नहीं बोलना चाहते? अगेन स्टिग्मा की वजह से. क्योंकि वो सोचते हैं कि अगर हम बोलेंगे तो डरते हैं वो कि आप जज कर बैठोगे हमें, राइट, विल बी जज्ड. एंड गोइंग टूवर्ड्स व्हेन दैट हैपेंस, राइट, जब कोई इंसान महसूस करता है कि अगर मैं अपने प्रॉब्लम्स के बारे में बात करूं एंड वो जज महसूस कर रहे हैं, राइट, इट डायरेक्टली गोज टू साइलेंस, देन दे वोंट टॉक अबाउट इट नेक्स्ट टाइम. एंड देन जब वो नहीं बात कर रहे, वो आइसोलेशन में चले जाएंगे, वो अकेलापन में रह जाएंगे, राइट. दे वोंट रियली मीट पीपल, अकेले में रहेंगे, अपनी ही ख्यालात में रहेंगे एंड एवरीथिंग. एंड वो रिस्क को बढ़ाता है मेंटल हेल्थ को लेके, मेंटल हेल्थ की इश्यूज को बढ़ाता है, राइट. हाउ कैन यू हेल्प? आप एज एन इंडिविजुअल, हाउ कैन यू हेल्प ब्रेक दिस साइलेंस? हाउ कैन यू डू दैट? कैन समवन टेल मी हाउ कैन यू डू दैट? I want to know what your understanding would be actually with regards to this. How can you break the silence? आप कैसे you can be a part of that particular community जो mental health को actually एक importance दे के आगे बढ़ रही है? How can you help? What do you think? Anyone
By
can actually. Yeah, go ahead.
confronting your problem, you will have to take that step one day or the other and confront your problem to someone whom you can actually trust.
Okay. Whom you can
By
actually.
sharing the
Just
problems.
because I feel trust is also one of the issues where people don't open up and speak completely.
Yes, yes,
People
yes,
have
yes.
trust issues.
Yes, 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 Miss Myra. Yes, you're right actually. Trust, भरोसा की जो aspect है वहां पर है. You're right. Someone else actually? Can someone else give me an answer?
Communicating your problems with the family or friends and they providing some solutions would make you feel better.
Okay. All right.
Sir, according to me,
Hmm.
showing sympathy is not right to such person. Rather, we
Hmm.
have to show an empathy wherein we have to understand how they are feeling.
Nice.
Understanding someone's feeling is important rather than saying कि नहीं ये ऐसा है solutions देने से अच्छा है समझो.
या एग्जैक्टली, एग्जैक्टली. सोल्यूशन पे देने से पहले आप पहले समझो, उनको सुने. सिंपैथी ना दे, एम्पैथी दे. उसका भी एक बड़ा स्ट्रक्चर है अलग से. दैट इज कंप्लीटली करेक्ट. यस, यस, नाइस. एनीवन एल्स एक्चुअली? एनीवन एल्स? आई वुड लाइक टू नो योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. जब हम बोलते हैं कि टू ब्रेक द साइलेंस, हाउ वुड यू ब्रेक द साइलेंस? हाउ कैन यू डू दैट? हाउ कैन यू टेक दैट स्टेप? You can put it up in the chat box, or you can actually go ahead with the unmuting yourself. Actually, you don't have to switch on your video as well. It's okay. But
Give the
your
time to the
response.
person and hear the concern from the person, what the person is going through.
Mm-hmm. To listen to them, to understand their concerns and what they're going through. Okay,
We can
nice.
be a good friend. We can show them that we care for them, and we can try to understand what they're going through and let them know that their feelings make sense for us.
Nice, nice, nice. MashaAllah. Yes, Miss Asma, thank you. Um, all of you actually gave very wonderful answers actually. And जिनको ये answers में actually दिक्कत हो रही थी, they don't really know the answers. These are the right answers. And how do you break the silence is actually when you go ahead, and I'll let you know about the mental health first aid. जब आप mental health practitioner नहीं हो, जब आप certified psychologist नहीं हो, therapist नहीं हो, right? आप में एक एबिलिटी, एक क्वालिटी आ सकती है वो चीज की, मेंटल हेल्थ फर्स्ट एड प्रोवाइडर की। एंड मेंटल हेल्थ फर्स्ट एड प्रोवाइडर के जो 3 R's है, आई वुड वांट यू टू एक्चुअली नोट इट डाउन। आई वुड वांट यू टू नो हाउ डू यू यूज देम। ये जो 3 R's है, फर्स्ट, आप जब किसी को देखते हैं, हाउ डू यू रिकॉग्नाइज पीपल हु आर हैविंग टू फेस मेंटल हेल्थ इश्यूज? क्या ऐसे साइंस है, क्या रेड फ्लैग्स है जो आप नोट कर सकते हैं? एंड देन वो रिकॉग्नाइज करने के बाद आप क्या करते हैं? यू आर सपोज टू रिस्पॉन्ड। एंड रिस्पॉन्ड करने के बाद यू सपोज टू डू व्हाट, हाउ डू यू रिस्पॉन्ड, आई लेट यू नो। एंड व्हेन रिस्पॉन्डिंग यू आर सपोज टू रेफर। आप साइकोलॉजिस्ट तो है नहीं, आप, यू आर नॉट द वन हु इज लाइक क्वालिफाइड, राइट, टू टेक अप दैट पर्टिकुलर सेशंस एंड एवरीथिंग। सो व्हाट डू यू डू? Being there as a mental health first provider, right, first aid kit provider, actually, you will do these steps: recognize, respond, and then you refer. You refer to that particular individuals जो actually psychologist हैं, psychiatrist हैं, and वहां पर mental health के field में हैं, वो काम करते हैं, right? So these are the things which you need to know as individuals to do. ठीक है? So what do you do? How do you like, what is the do's and the don'ts? आपको क्या करना है और क्या नहीं करना है, right? And if we come to that, we try to understand that you should recognize warning signs. Recognize warning signs मतलब जब आप देखते हैं कि how do you understand if a person is going through depression? If a person is going through depression, there are few red flags that you can look for. कुछ दिन में एक्चुअली दे वर रियली फीलिंग गुड, एंड देन सडनली वो एजिटेशन के बाद दे आर फीलिंग काम, वो एकदम से चुप हो गए, वो बात नहीं कर रहे कुछ चीज के बारे में एंड एवरीथिंग। एंड वो बहुत परसिस्टेंट है, वो कुछ हफ्ते, महीनों से चलते आ रहा है। उसका ड्यूरेशन आपको कह सकता है कि इफ दे आर गोइंग थ्रू डिप्रेशन और नॉट। वो अपने कपड़े, अपने बिलोंगिंग्स जो हो, या फिर कुछ बुक्स हो, या फिर कुछ चीजें हो, वो एक्चुअली फेंक रहे हैं या वो दे रहे हैं, दे लीविंग इट आउट। They don't want to be feeling attached with anything worldly right now, actually, and there is a depressing sense to it, right? वो भी है। These are particular signs that you can look out for if a person is going through depression, right? And low mood महसूस करना, and वो persistent amount तक महसूस करना, बहुत time तक महसूस करना, reach out to them, बात करो उनसे। Your job is to have that preventative factor. ये वहां तक पहुंचना नहीं चाहिए कि जब तक ये आइसोलेशन में चले जाए, बच्चा या फिर लड़का या फिर लड़की अकेला हो जाए, अकेली हो जाए, फिर उसके बाद में अकेले होने के बाद दे हैव नो वन टू टॉक टू, एंड देन दे डिसाइड टू एक्चुअली टेक देयर ओन लाइव्स एंड हार्म देमसेल्व्स। वी डोंट नीड टू गो देयर। वो चीज को रोकने के लिए रिकॉग्नाइज दीज साइंस, दीज सटल साइंस, एंड जब वो साइंस मिलती है आपको, यू एंश्योर इमीडिएट सेफ्टी। एक इमीडिएट सेफ्टी यू हैव टू गिव देम, you have to take them into a private setting. I would like to talk to you, like, because I've seen you, like, now actually you have been actually acting a bit, you have been feeling, I've been noticing you that कुछ time से, like, आप actually low महसूस कर रही हैं, like you need help, and I'm right over here, actually you can talk to me about it. It's okay. You can go privately actually and ensure immediate safety over there, and listen non-judgmentally. उनको जज करते हुए ना सुने, चाहे लोग कुछ भी हो चुका हो, कुछ भी हो चुका हो, आप उनको नॉन जजमेंटली सुनिए। देर आर एक्चुअली फ्यू इंडिविजुअल्स जो मुझे बोलते हैं, इवन पेरेंट्स एक्चुअली कम हियर विद देयर स्टूडेंट्स एट केएमई एंड दे टेल अस कि हमारा बच्चा, मैं चाहता हूं कि हमारे साथ दोस्त बन जाए, हमारे साथ उतनी मोहब्बत करे, वो पहले मुझसे इतनी मोहब्बत करता था, बट वो अब करता नहीं है। मुझे लगता है वो मुझसे बात ही नहीं करता है, अपने दिन के बारे में बात करता था, ही यूज्ड टू टॉक अबाउट हिज डे, एंड नाउ ही डजंट टॉक अबाउट हिज डे, ही डज नॉट टॉक टू मी एट ऑल। I want him to do that. I want him to be there as a friend to me. There are instances when जब वो open up भी कर रहे थे, जब वो बच्चा, he did not listen to him non-judgmentally. उन्होंने जज किया उनको, चिल्लाया, उनको scold किया. That's not how you, if you're expecting something, you have to actually go align yourself accordingly, right? And offer reassurance ki like, yes, you're there for them. It's okay. All right. And practical support and refer करिए. आपको क्या नहीं करना है as a mental health first aid provider, you don't need to provide them therapy. आपको अगर आप if you're not certified, if you're not qualified, therapy देना ना शुरू कर दें, right? Replace medical care. आप एक्चुअल मेडिकल केयर को रिप्लेस करके अपने आप को ना बना ले वहां पर एज अ थेरेपिस्ट एंड स्टार्ट टेकिंग थेरेपी. डोंट डू दैट. मॉरलाइज एंड शेम, ये प्लीज ना करें. And this goes to every single individual over here, as a parent, as a human, as a student, as a person who's an educator या फिर practitioner. We all know, right? So don't moralize or don't shame them. Because if you, अगर आपके पास इंसान आता है और वो कहता है कि like he has been going through these difficult times, अगर वो ये भी कहता है कि like मैं actually एक relationship में था and I don't know what to do about it, and वो मुझसे ब्रेकअप करके चलेगी, अब मैं क्या करूं आगे? एंड आप है यहाँ पर प्रॉपर रिलीजियस हो आप. यू आर प्रॉपर रिलीजियस इंडिविजुअल ओवर हियर. आप नमाजें पढ़ते हैं, यू एक्चुअली डू ऑल ऑफ योर रिलीजियस एक्टिविटी एंड एवरीथिंग, एंड आप उसे क्या करते हैं? ये तो हराम है, ये नहीं करना चाहिए था आपको, ये तो पहले से जानना चाहिए था आपको, आप तो ऑलरेडी शैतान के जाल में फंस गए. मॉरलाइजिंग, डोंट डू दैट. लिसन टू देम नॉन जजमेंटली, राइट? You have to actually be there, you have to validate them to an extent and then instruct them. ठीक है? So moving forward, what are the red flags to look for? There are individuals who actually have suicidal ideations, suicidal thoughts आते हैं, right? They plan to actually take their lives. उनके कुछ subtle signs हैं, कुछ intent रहता है उनका. वो often अपनी like death के बारे में बात करते हैं, मौत के बारे में बात करते हैं, right? And हम उसे कभी कभी मजाक में ले लेते होंगे. But always remember, these are subtle signs जो कुछ लोग दिखाते हैं, कुछ लोग बताते हैं, एंड उनको भी नहीं पता होता कि वो इतनी एक्टिवली बता रहे हैं. वो सबकॉन्शियसली ऑटोमेटिक रिस्पॉन्स रहता है उनका. एंड गिविंग अवे बिलोंगिंग्स, अपनी बिलोंगिंग्स, जैसे मैंने बताया, दे गिव अवे देयर बिलोंगिंग्स एंड दे डोंट कीप इट टू देमसेल्व्स एंड एवरीथिंग, एंड दे जस्ट गिव अवे देयर बिलोंगिंग्स एंड एवरीथिंग. एंड कुछ एजिटेशन में, अच्छा खासा एजिटेशन का टाइम था जहाँ पर वो फ्रस्ट्रेटेड होंगे या फिर दे वर एक्चुअली वेरी मच इन्वॉल्वड इन समथिंग. सडनली देयर इज अ काम नाउ, दे नॉट रियली टॉकिंग टू एनीवन, किसी से बात नहीं कर रहे हैं. आप उनको देखोगे तो वो अकेले बैठ रहे हैं, पहले वो सबके साथ थे. Something is happening there. Look out for that, right? Psychosis एक ऐसी जगह है जहां पर लोग देखने लगते हैं चीजें, लाइक हेलुसिनेशंस होने लगते हैं. वहां पर एक इंसान खड़ा है, उनको लगता है, और आपको एक्चुअली में पता है रियलिटी में देखा जाए तो वहां पर इंसान नहीं है. एंड दे स्टार्ट एक्चुअली हैविंग दोज पर्टिकुलर थॉट्स इन देयर माइंड, डिल्यूजन्स आते हैं उनको, राइट? एंड सिवियर इंटॉक्सिकेशन विड्रॉल. कुछ लोग अगर इंटॉक्सिकेटेड मटेरियल्स लेते हैं या सब्सटेंसेस लेते हैं, वो सिवियरली लेना शुरू कर देते हैं. अगर कुछ घर पे लोग हैं जहां पर लोग सिगरेट्स या फिर अल्कोहल या फिर कुछ भी एक्चुअली कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं, वो कंज्यूम करते करते सडनली व्हाट दे डू, दे स्टार्ट टेकिंग इट सिवियरली. बहुत ज्यादा पीना शुरू कर देते हैं. Because they actually feel that if they do this, right, they can end their lives to a certain manner, right? They can have this particular feeling which they have, right, within themselves. It can go away. So inability to care for basic needs. अब होता क्या है कि when people are into depression, when they are actually depressed for a longer period of time, and when they are actually having all of these suicidal thoughts, या ऐसे like they are in that period, होता क्या, दिस सेल्फ जो केयर है उनका, राइट, वो नेग्लेक्ट करने लगते हैं. वो ब्रश नहीं करते, वो नहाते नहीं है अच्छे टाइम से, वो अपने कपड़े जो भी थे ना वो नॉर्मली फोल्ड करते थे, वो भी फोल्ड करके रखते नहीं है, ऐसे ही बिखरे हुए हैं. दे आर गोइंग थ्रू अ फेज, एंड दैट फेज इज नॉर्मल टू फेज, बट देन दैट फेज कैन गो लॉन्गर, एंड हमें उसे प्रिवेंट करना है. ठीक है? सो दीज आर द साइंस विच यू कैन लुक फॉर. एंड जनरली अगर हम बात करेंगे जिस तरीके से अभी मैंने बताया था आप लोगों को कि फिजिकल जो एस्पेक्ट्स रहते हैं, जब आपको मार लग जाती है तो यू पुट अ बैंडेड ऑन, राइट? सो हाउ डू यू कोप विद फिजिकल पेन? आप लगाते हैं बैंडेड, you put all of those like soframycin and whatnot tubes actually onto it अपने आप को ख्याल रखने के लिए, right? कि आप उससे cope कर पाए, and you do all of those things. आप उसे छूते नहीं हो again and again. You don't do that, right? Exactly the same way it goes with all of these mental health के issues. जब आपके सामने कुछ ऐसे लोग हैं, जब आपने साइंस रिकॉग्नाइज किए हैं, आप जब रिस्पॉन्ड करते हैं नॉन जजमेंटली, आप उनसे बात कर रहे हैं, राइट, एंड यू गिविंग देम दैट सेफ स्पेस, होता क्या है इसमें, आप उनको, यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस इज फॉर योर सेल्फ एज वेल. अगर आप भी कोई एक इंसान है जो गो थ्रू कर रहे हैं इन सब प्रॉब्लम्स के साथ, इन सब इश्यूज के साथ, देयर आर वेज दैट यू कैन कोप विद दीज थिंग्स. जनरली होता क्या है कि यू कैन ट्राई टू एक्चुअली डू डीप ब्रीदिंग, राइट? आप जब स्ट्रेस रहते हैं, इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू टू थिंक प्रॉपरली. आपका माइंड जो है फॉग हो जाता है. कुछ लोग कभी कभी हम लोगों को कहते हैं कि आप लेजी हो, आप केयरलेस हो, आप इररिस्पॉन्सिबल हो. बट अगर आप सोचोगे उस इंसान के बारे में जो इंसान को इररिस्पॉन्सिबल या केयरलेस बताया जा रहा है, वो इंसान बहुत टाइम, मतलब ज्यादा से ज्यादा टाइम तो एंग्शियस होता है, बेचैन होता है, उसके दिमाग में बहुत सारे थॉट चल रहे होते हैं, एंड वो चीजें रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कर नहीं पाता बिकॉज ही हैज अ लॉट ऑफ थॉट्स इन हिज हेड, hence not being able to be that responsible person what you're expecting him to be. So try to read between the lines. इन सब चीजों के पीछे कुछ तो रीजंस है, देयर आर वजह एक्चुअली, राइट? जर्नलिंग होती है जब आपको पता है कि आप कुछ लोगों पर ट्रस्ट नहीं कर सकते एंड यू कांट रियली टॉक अबाउट थिंग्स, राइट? द बुक इज द प्लेस वेयर यू कैन राइट थिंग्स डाउन. Write anything. Write about your day, write about your problems, write about how you're feeling. When you start journaling things, and journaling का एक structure भी होता है, right? And when you start journaling things, you will be able to understand कि आपके thought processes कैसे हैं. And you can take this journal and you can go to the psychologist or the certified therapist, and they will help you how structured that can be actually, and they can help you think upon it as well, right? तो ये सब चीजें, it helps you. Practicing mindfulness, relaxation techniques. If you are actually into religiosity, you can pray as well. That is a protective factor for you. Okay? So yeah. So again, it comes down to self-care as well. Nutrition पे मैं थोड़ा जोर देना चाहूंगा, क्योंकि हम, जैसे मुझे ले लीजिए एक्चुअली अभी, एंड मैं खाने पे ध्यान नहीं देता, अगर मैं आपको ऑनेस्टली बताऊं. एंड मेरे खुद के टीम मेंबर्स है ओवर हियर एक्चुअली हु रिमाइंड मी ऑफ एक्चुअली गो ऑन ईटिंग. खाना नहीं खा रहे हो, खाना टाइम पे खाओ. एंड मैं कभी कभी खाने पे ध्यान नहीं देता हूँ बिकॉज मेरा वर्क, मेरा काम, या मैं स्ट्रेस रहता हूँ बहुत. व्हेन आई एम वेरी स्ट्रेस्ड, राइट, माय एपेटाइट गोज ऑफ, व्हिच इज नेचुरल. ठीक है, बट दिस इज फॉर मी एंड दिस इज फॉर यू ऑल एज वेल. Nutrition helps if you're eating well, if you're drinking plenty of water, and you're trying to cope with these strategies, breathing and religiosity and whatnot other strategies that you can use. It helps to create that balance. जब आपके, हम क्यों नहीं कहते हैं well balanced diet? Why is it called as well balanced diet, right? So when you have that balance, you automatically, आपके neurologically, psychologically, even spiritually, you will start to feel better and you will start acting better. ठीक है? Nutrition really helps. Exercising, it helps. All of these hobbies, all of these things, it creates self-care for you. आप अपना ख्याल रख रहे हैं. Build supportive relationships. यहाँ पर अगर, friends and family help you get through tough times. Seriously, there are few friends, आप उनके साथ बात करेंगे तो it will be there, and there are family, they'll be there. But कुछ हद तक कभी कभी क्या होता है, they are not there. So who are there in the end, right? We know that as like me, I'm a religious person, alhamdulillah, and I'm a practicing Muslim. So for me, I know that Allah is there, God is there, but at the same time, so I have to go for a professional seek of help as well, right? So be good listeners, empathetic हो जाओ, support करो दूसरे लोगों को, right? Do that actually. So एक चीज मैं बहुत जोर से आपको बताऊंगा, एक्चुअली इस पे जरा जोर देना है ये चीज पे लेके. मदद मांगना, asking for help is not a weakness. It is actually courage. It's actually strength. That's what it is. If you are actually going ahead and asking for help, this is for the men and the women out there who think that if you go and ask for help, it will be a weakness. It's not a weakness. It's you going courageously. It's a courage to be built. And wo aata hai and you go out and you ask for help because you know that there is someone else who can guide you and who can actually be there with you. Us psychologists, what we do is that we don't want you to be dependent upon us. आप जब हमारे पास आते हैं, even at KME5, we let them know clearly that we are holding your hand and we are walking with you And then to an extent, we will leave you when we know that you are actually capable enough and you have that particular thing, you have healed, you're in the healing process, and आप खुद संभाल पाते हो अपने आप. You have that independency. हम नहीं चाहते कि आप हमारे पर डिपेंडेंट हो, right? So all of these things we actually need to keep in mind. So this comes down to actually when we think about what we are doing over here, right, at KMify as well. So we actually have services essentially primarily for teachers, for students, and for parents as well, जहाँ पर counseling provide की जा रही है. And for students, we actually go to schools, we actually provide assessments, and after doing those assessments, we create a report for them so that they get to know कि ये actually चीजें हैं school में on a behavioral mental health level पे. And then when they get to know that is completely collaborative with your education, with your academics, that is also we come in, where KMify comes in. Also, over here, we have a center, Alhamdulillah, in Bangalore itself, in RT Nagar, where actually individuals come here, they seek for counseling and therapeutic strategies and everything. And we are ongoing, Alhamdulillah. And for teachers who wants to come here, who can come here physically, they can. If they don't, they can actually go ahead and complete an online session accordingly as well. So we are qualified, certified therapist psychologists over here. My qualification, I would say, is that I am a psychologist specialized in clinical psychology, and I have done MSc from the Amity International University. I do not hold a RCI license registered, but what I can do is provide you therapy, provide you counseling, but I cannot diagnose you. Like this is where you can come over here, have a safe space for in KMify, जहां पर आप अपनी प्रॉब्लम्स के बारे में सिर्फ बात करते करते उसके ऊपर रूमिनेट नहीं करते, जहां पर हम आपको गाइड भी करते हैं, हम आपको प्रेजेंट में भी लाते हैं, हम आगे भी बढ़ते हैं. That's what we want to do. We don't just talk about your problems. We also go ahead. हमें move on करना है, move forward करना है, right? So that's what we do over here. As well as for parents as well, we have workshops also. So Gamify is an initiative by Holistify.ai where we understand that well-being of mental health is collaborative well, completely well with education, and it helps a lot. So when you take everything holistically, it actually will give you a further process to go ahead. And if you want to contact us, because as mental health practitioner, agar kuch problems hai, if there are any problems and any issues that you are going through personally ho jaye, ya fir socially ho jaye, ya fir professionally ho jaye, you can come and contact us. There is a number we'll be actually providing to you all, inshallah ta'ala, and you will be getting on ahead accordingly, inshallah. Jazakallah khair from my side. It was wonderful to know that all of you are here, and I would want to ask you if there is any questions. So please, like put forth your questions. So I'll be doing my best to answer your questions. It's already 4:20, so let's try to wrap up, inshallah ta'ala. Please go ahead.
Can I ask something?
Yeah, please go ahead.
I don't know whether it's correct or not, but what I feel the problems that we have is basically, as we say, our conscious and subconscious mind. It's like somewhere in the subconscious mind, something is running, and I don't know, maybe because of the surrounding or something, or maybe disturbed childhood or whatever XYZ reason, does it suddenly trigger and we react in a manner where we shouldn't behave in that manner? Maybe it's not ethical for us to behave in that manner. Could be a reason.
You're saying this could be a reason for what exactly, Mahira?
Supposing I'm going to a situation like, I cannot explain the situation exactly, but maybe there's something in my subconscious mind, and unknowingly or unexpectedly some incident happens, and my behavior, maybe because of the things that are in the subconscious mind, it suddenly triggers. Could it be?
Yes. So it's a wonderful statement, and what you're actually talking about right now is this key subconscious mind. We have our conscious mind. अगर मैं बात करता हूँ आपसे, मैं आपसे
10% of the brain, and 90% is what is the subconscious mind. That is what I have heard and I have read, when I was doing my graduation. You
Yes.
being a psychologist can explain it in detail.
Yeah. So when we actually talk about subconscious and conscious mind, right, we have an understanding. So me personally, as a psychologist, I would not keep numbers
Right.
to subconscious and conscious. You know why? Because
Mm.
conscious and subconscious is very subjective.
Okay.
Very subjective. To
Mm-hmm.
an extent, it becomes philosophical as well.
Acha.
Because sometimes, so when we speak about conscious, we do actually talk about
Mm.
consciousness. How, what am I doing right now? What am I speaking right now? I'm doing it consciously, right? ठीक है.
Right.
But what happens is due time, हमारी जो डेवलपमेंटल प्रोसेस होती है, हमारी पर्सनालिटी जो डेवलप होती जा रही है, राइट, कुछ कुछ चीजें ऐसी सबकॉन्शियस में आके बैठ जाती है. वो क्यों बैठ जाती है? वो ट्रिगर करने के बाद कुछ इंसिडेंट्स, कुछ स्टिमुलस, कुछ इवेंट,
हाँ.
हम उस तरीके से रिएक्ट क्यों करते हैं? एक
Exactly. हाँ.
पैटर्न, एक ऐसा पैटर्न क्यों बन जाता है कि हम उस तरह रिएक्ट करने लग जाते हैं,
Right.
राइट? So that actually has to do with something which we call as repression and suppression of emotions. If
Okay.
you have gone through something which might be traumatic, या फिर कुछ ऐसे instances होंगे जहां पर आपके साथ कुछ ऐसे events होंगे जहां कुछ हुआ होगा, right, and you did not have that particular time उस वक्त to process that emotions, what your conscious mind does to survive, what it does, it tries to suppress it, because your
That's
conscious
true.
mind is in a shock now. It does not want to handle that. जो भी हुआ था मुझे नहीं हैंडल करना है, लेट मी जस्ट ट्राई टू सप्रेस इट. एंड अब होता क्या है कि नेक्स्ट टाइम इफ अ
Defensive
सिमिलर
हो जाते हैं.
टाइप ऑफ, सॉरी,
You get defensive.
या, yes, if a similar type of thing actually comes up, right, in the future, you will have the same pattern of reaction.
Triggers. Okay.
We don't know actually, right, how we are reacting. So it's an automatic response of those particular triggers which comes to you. That's why actually there are trauma informed therapies and also therapies which actually looks into your subconscious mind, right, looks into your aspects of कौन से ऐसे emotions है जो suppressed हैं, जिसके ऊपर जब अगर हम उसके ऊपर सोचने लग जाए and we start to work on it, right, it triggers us at that very moment. But with the psychologist, right, you will be guided, you will be taken
Okay.
care of, and then to go through that process actually, right?
Okay.
So that, I hope that actually answers it actually what you're trying to say as well.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. Anyone else actually who has any question, anything, any question, any query, you can go ahead and talk about it. Sure. Okay. So taken time actually of yours. Jazakallah khairan. Thank you so much for who like participated and the participants who are here actually. Wait a second. I have a question. I have observed such type of behavior sometimes in my child. There is a question. Just a moment. I have observed such type of behaviors as sometimes in my child. Still, I have not got a proper solution for his problems. What kind of behavior are you speaking about? Can you give me clarification on that? This is Miss Reshma. Miss Reshma, can you actually tell me what type of problem are you talking about? And if,
Yes, sir. Actually, he gets very angry whatever I am asking sometimes, and he's not answering properly. And
Hmm,
he throws many things from our home
hmm,
everywhere. He start breaking the things. In this way, he behaves many times.
hmm. How old is he? How old is he?
He is of 19 years old, my son.
Okay, okay. So, like, I won't create this platform actually to where I can give you these advices over here because we are public over here, right? So, like, I can talk to you actually privately about this issue, inshallah ta'ala. But on the surface level, I can tell you over here, knowing that a child is 19 years of age, 18 years of age, their personality being developed, they go through a lot of hormonal situations as well. इसके पीछे बहुत सारे राज हो सकते हैं कि why your child is being angry, why is he acting this way, right? बहुत सारे इसके ऊपर इंस्टेंसेस रहते हैं, राइट. इट कैन बी अ पास्ट,
Yes, sir.
इट कैन बी एट टाइम्स कुछ ट्रिगर्स भी, कभी कभी दे वांट टू बी फील, दे वांट टू बी हैविंग दैट पर्टिकुलर फीलिंग वेयर दे कैन फील वैलिडेटेड, यू नो, कभी कभी वो भी नहीं मिल रहा हो उनको, राइट. दैट्स वेयर एक्चुअली वी नीड पेरेंट्स, माँ बाप एंड फिर बच्चा
Mm.
टू कम टू अ कॉमन
Yes, sir.
ग्राउंड. जब वो कॉमन ग्राउंड पे आते हैं, राइट, थिंग्स स्टार्ट टू गेट बेटर फॉर
Yes,
देम.
sir.
अभी
Yes, sir.
बच्चों को क्या महसूस होता है कि ये मुझे समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, मेरे गुस्से को समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, मेरे रिएक्शन को नहीं. ये मेरे गुस्से को समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, मेरे रिएक्शन
Yes,
को
sir.
नहीं. एंड दे फील वैलिडेटेड. So there
Yeah.
are many reasons what could be actually, but if you want to go ahead in a structured manner, you can contact us, inshallah ta'ala, and we can definitely help you out, hopefully. So yeah,
Yes, sir. Inshallah. Inshallah. Thank you, sir.
yeah, no problem. ठीक है. So we'll be shutting off, inshallah ta'ala. So before shutting off, actually, I'll be actually giving this over to Asma. Thank you so much for all of you who are here. I really appreciate it. And we'll be looking forward to you all actually, like getting more guidance with regards to this. We'll be having more webinars, inshallah. And at the same time, like if you need any help, if you need any help, right, just seek out, just give a shout. It's okay. Take care. And may Allah bless us all. May Allah keep us safe and our hearts and our minds. Ameen summa ameen. So I'm giving it to Asma. Please, Bismillah.
Okay, Jazakallahu khairan, Rayan, for that insightful session. Your words truly gave us a deeper perspective on mental health. Okay. All right. Okay, so as we come to the close of today's insightful session, it's my privilege to extend a heartfelt gratitude to everyone who made this World Mental Health Day webinar meaningful and memorable. First and foremost, our sincere thanks to our esteemed speakers, Ms. Sabiha, Dr. Burhan, and Mr. Rayan, for sharing their valuable insights, experiences, and practical wisdom on mental well being. Your words have truly reminded us that mental health is not just an individual concern, but a collective responsibility. And a special thanks to our participants for your active engagement, thoughtful reflections, and for taking time out of your day to be part of this important conversation. Jazakallahu khairan, everyone.